This year has been unlike any other year in the history of our parish. Due to the coronavirus, the parish was closed for 3 months from March 21st, 2020, when we announced the closing of the church, until Sunday, June 14, 2020, when we resumed services. Initially, all services were held outdoors for health reasons, and a new practice for distributing Holy Communion was established. Due to the threat of rain about a month ago, we were forced to return to holding services inside the church building, and we have continued to celebrate services indoors since that time. Looking over the parish census list, there are still quite a few names of people who have yet to return to regular worship here at St. Andrew's. Each person responds to the situation in his or her own way, and we ought to be patient and understanding about that. As well, many people have other health issues that complicate their return to parish services. However, we all should be careful to consider whether we have used the coronavirus as an excuse to simply take a break from church and our spiritual life. As Christians, we have a fundamental responsibility to each other to sustain our community life and witness to the life of God's kingdom, which is not of this world. The various changes have been unsettling, distracting, and disorienting. I am sure that I speak for everyone when I say that no one likes wearing masks, myself included. With the presidential election only weeks away, these health practices have unfortunately become politicized by some, which is regrettable. Certainly, however, we have adopted these practices which are required of us by the government and by the leaders of the church for no other reason than for the health and safety of our members. Most of our plans and expectations for 2020 have been put on hold. If we learn from this experience to be more open to the unexpected and unknown nature of life, then that is a good thing. Very often we proceed rather tragically through life with a firm belief that God agrees with us and with our plans for His world. As regards the church school, it would seem that we must first arrange for the return of our children to regular worship in the church before we will be able to resume holding classes of any kind. Asking our children to spend even more time on the computer to attend virtual classes may be a solution in some cases and may be a bad idea in others. At this stage, only 2 families have shown any regularity in returning their children to church. On the positive side, many people have told me how they celebrated Pascha this year at home as a family and held prayer services together, however makeshift or improvised they may have been. We made an effort to provide the materials that our diocese has generously prepared for us in order to hold reader services in the home. Perhaps some of us benefited from spending more time together, listening to each other and caring for each other's needs. As important and vital as liturgical prayer is for the life of the community, nothing that happened to us during the pandemic prevented us in any way from personal prayer, reflection, and spiritual reading. These precious resources and some additional time to attend to them were the hidden and precious dividends that the pandemic showered upon us. If we find that we are continuing to grow, then that is a good thing. So our membership and statistics are unchanged from last year. We have a parish census of 71 adults, 31 children, young adults, and non-members. We have 2 inquirers, Daniel Joseph Gilbert and Cal Uricki. Cal, you see here every single Sunday with his fiancée, Katie. They're a lovely couple. And Daniel is at home dealing with his very brand new newborn and his 2 or 3-year-old daughter and his return to work. So we will see more of him, I hope, in the near term. This past year we had no baptisms, no chrismations, 1 marriage, Niles Klingel and Gabriella Morone. And there were no funerals conducted here, but we do want to acknowledge the funeral of Robert Backerfen, who reposed on April 6th, which was served at St. Vladimir Cemetery in Jackson, New Jersey. And of course, we are looking forward to the time when we can have a proper memorial service for Bob. And we give our sincere condolences to Sandy. But that's my report. Any questions?